Welcome back to Law and Order. Ready to do probably about 2 more sections again. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? Don't remember where I left off exactly.
That was Cormac at the precinct. Alexander Baran was a guest at Parkview Regency the night Rachel was killed. He checked out earlier today, and he's on his way to MacArthur Airport. He's got a private jet and an appointment in London.
Well, he's gonna be late.
That's right, we can't let him go to London. He's a killer.
Mr. Baran! Mr. Baran! Detective Curtis, NYPD. We need to talk to you about the murder of a hotel maid over the weekend.
A maid? Are you serious? I'm leaving for London.
Look like about 1.5 inches to you, Ray?
Sure does.
Mr. Alexander Baran, you are under arrest for the murder of Rachel Trevino. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, we got you. He looks scary, I'll tell you that. Give him a stare down. That's right.
I don't know why we're wasting time here. I'm a Russian. I have diplomatic immunity.
We did a little research on you, Mr. Baran. Rachel's blog was a very interesting read. Maids? Waitresses? Executives at your own company? Is there any woman you wouldn't hit on? Your mom?
Miss Benson, I am a handsome, virile man. I radiate power. Women are attracted to it despite themselves.
Here's a clue. When a woman is attracted to you, she does not slap you with a sexual harassment lawsuit. You've had 12.
I'm a flirt. I get slapped with all sorts of things.
Is that right? All sorts of things, huh? Let's talk about Rachel.
Did you know Rachel Trevino?
No.
We have DNA evidence that says you did.
What kind of evidence?
A rape kit.
You don't know what you're talking about. It was completely consensual.
So you do know her?
You cops think you have it all figured out. Guess what? We were lovers.
You were lovers. Is he lying about Rachel? They were lovers. Sure. Haha, yeah. That was a guess. That was a guess. Good job. Oh, man. Who stated he had no boyfriend? I'm pretty sure it was the hotel maid that said that. That's what I thought. That's kind of what, lured me towards.
I'm not buying it. Sorry, Charlie. An earlier witness already told us Rachel didn't have a boyfriend. And you lied about knowing her just now. That's 2 strikes.
A jury might see it different. When I left the room, that girl was alive.
Was it? When you left the room, that girl was alive. Let's about the voicemail. See if he knows anything.
You had access to Rachel's voicemails. And you destroyed them to cover up your connection.
Not true. I never touched the voicemails.
You never touched the voicemails. I mean, no, he's not been truthful, man. Damn it! Fuck.
Rachel knew all
okay.
about you. She was gathering evidence about you, about unreported assaults.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I never even heard these voicemails you're so very concerned about.
Okay, well, yeah, somebody do it. Lawsuits.
You've had 12 lawsuits?
Yes, what of it? They were all resolved.
I'm just impressed. I mean, you gotta be some kind of gentleman to cause that much noise.
I appreciate your sarcasm, but I'm not allowed to discuss the details of my settlements.
I found a red herring. Woohoo! I don't know what they're for, but that's cool. Let's talk about this.
You didn't come forward when you heard about the murder.
I had no reason to. A maid is killed. How is this my business?
She was your girlfriend.
Ah, but you say she is not detective.
Seems like you were trying to avoid this investigation.
No, I had every intention of cooperation. In fact, when you found me, I was on my way to see my lawyer.
Uh-huh. In your jet.
He's on vacation in Florida.
That's some bullshit. You weren't going to Florida. You just said you were going to London, homie. Come on, man. No, I just said he was going to London. Really? This dude right here, man. He killed her.
You said you were headed to London. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump to Moscow from there, and then you'd be out of our reach.
Your knowledge of geography is so American.
Is that right? Alternate
So let's say,
theory.
maybe this girl, Rachel, maybe she liked it a little rough. And you obliged. Consenting adults, right?
Sure, completely consenting.
And the cane could have been involved.
Could have been.
Let's talk about that cane.
Tell me how the cane fits into this scenario. Was it an accident?
I'm sure it must have been.
Did she ask you to use it?
Yes, she asked me to do it. It was her idea. She liked that kind of thing, I guess. Like I said, it was all consensual. This girl was kinky. She saw my cane. She wanted to try it. She was an adult.
So you admit it.
No. No.
No, I don't have any evidence against it. I do? What? How do I have evidence? Fuck. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. Alright, unreported
You know,
assault.
killing the witness to a crime gets you an automatic upgrade to murder 1.
What crimes? What witness?
Rachel had evidence on you, Baron. She knew what you were up to.
She wasn't a witness to anything. Those voicemails were about an expose, a plan to blackmail me.
Hold up a second. No. But he just said he'd never heard the voicemails.
You're lying, and we can prove it.
Baron couldn't know what was in the voicemails unless he heard them, which he denied doing earlier. That's exactly what it is. If he said, I never even heard those voicemails.
You just told us you never heard those voicemails, so there's no way you could know what they were about. You heard them, and you know it. You're looking better and better for this murder with every lie that comes out of your filthy mouth.
That's
You
right.
better wipe that smug smile off your face before you get to Rikers.
Miss Benson, I'm innocent of this offensive charge. My lawyers will have this all thrown out, and my country will protect me.
Really? We can place you at the murder scene. We can connect you to the victim and her voicemails. And your cane is a match for the murder weapon.
Now might be a good time to panic.
That's a hell of a lot of evidence to throw out.
That's why I have a hell of a lot of lawyers. Don't worry, I'll be out in a few days. Then maybe I'll call you, baby.
Gosh, you are just not my type. Come on, Ray. Let's go get a bite. Mr. Baran can stew in his own ick for a while.
Yeah. I guess those sorts of... Oh, okay, that's fine. That's okay, I'll take that. I didn't get bonus stars. Wow, this guy right here is the murderer, guys. I'm telling you. He can get all the lawyers you want. But you cannot beat the Law and Order lawyers. They're coming after you. Let's continue. We should be in the court, right? Ooh,
The
it's a pretty
district
court.
attorney's office takes a dim view of rape and murder in our city, Mr. Baran. Your defense contends you have diplomatic immunity, but the Russian consulate says you only have limited immunity.
My status protects me from prosecution of any crime committed in the course of my diplomatic mission. I met Miss Trevino in the capacity of a Russian media expert as a diplomat.
Uh-huh. Oh crap, this looks like it's gonna be hard. I've only got 1 star. 3 strikes. This might be a long...
Did you
court
meet Rachel
session.
Trevino at the Parkview Regency?
She said she worked there, so we agreed to meet.
And instead you slept with her?
Yes, women are attracted to me, Miss Carmichael.
Not all of them.
Objection!
Withdrawn.
Mr. Smith? Really? That's his name, Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith gotta back up Mr. Baran here, because they homies. I only see 1 lawyer. I thought he said he had like 50. Let's talk about your immunity, man.
So your immunity status is based on your acting as a diplomatic agent. But this is the first we've heard that you were meeting Rachel Trevino in that capacity.
She wanted to compare Russian business philosophy to American. She mentioned that aspect specifically to me.
Are you sure she didn't have something else in mind? Was Rachel investigating other aspects of your business, Mr. Baran?
No.
I don't know. No. Yes! Woohoo! You're lying. Rachel took... She did. I don't know if it was Baran, though. She took pictures of the thing. Baron destroyed his voicemails, indicating his guilt. That's pretty true. Curtis stated that Vet was under indictment for wire fraud. No, I don't remember nothing about that. Benson stated Richard's blog contained evidence of other assaults. Did Benson say that? No, he didn't. He said... shit. I don't think that's true. Benson stated Rachel's blog contained evidence of other assaults by Benson. I don't think that's right. I'll click on it. Oh, it's right. Oh my goodness. Excellent work, counselor.
Our detectives investigated Rachel's blog. She was gathering evidence that you were a sexual predator.
Oh shit!
Oh my God! That was for my daughter, you bastard!
Bailiff, restrain that man. Order! Order!
Someone grab him! My baby, you murderer!
Holy shit. That came out of nowhere.
Judgment Day. Hero dad gets revenge. Taking care of business. Father does what court cannot. American justice. The headlines go on. The people love this guy.
Chavez Trevino. He killed the smug bastard who killed his daughter. Of course they love him.
How the hell did he get a gun into the courtroom?
This is gonna get messy quick. I say we charge him with voluntary manslaughter and let it go.
Abby?
You know what keeps me up at night? What if his aim was off? Just slightly. I wouldn't even be here to answer your question, Jack.
You're right. I'm not setting a precedent for street justice in our courtrooms, despite what the people think they want. Prove it was premeditated. Hit him with murder one.
You got it, boss.
Holy shit. That was crazy.
How did your client plead, Ms. Mullins?
Not guilty. Be advised, we're going to mount a diminished capacity defense. The defendant is a Gulf War vet who suffers from chronic post-traumatic stress disorder. We will show that Mr. Trevino was under extreme emotional distress at the time of the shooting and is therefore not eligible for murder one.
Any issues, counselor?
None, Your Honor. Defense has briefed us already. This doesn't change anything. We're moving ahead with murder one. Focus on the premeditation.
I gotta focus on the premeditation. Oh, look at her. Your first witness is Detective Benson. As an eyewitness, she would testify the facts of the shooting and give the jury an unbiased picture of the killing. Okay, I think I understand it. That escalated very quickly. I did not expect that. I thought I was just trying to get that dude behind bars, end the episode. But nah, here comes a dude. Bang, bang, bang. The guy I'm trying to put in jail is dead. Holy shit. That was my reaction. Like, oh my gosh. Now, I'm an eyewitness. That's cool. That's neat. Kept me on my toes, guys. To help your case, focus on the pertinent details of the shooting, not the public outcry. Alright, I guess. I'll stay true to the court. Following your questions, the defense will cross-examine and try to break down her story. Alright, good luck. Shit. Let's just talk about Trevino's
After the shooting, Mr. Trevino made a voluntary statement to you about why he shot Mr. Baran. True?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said Mr. Baran had to die. He said Mr. Baran was going to claim immunity, escape prosecution, and run back to Russia.
That is true. He was going to try to get out of here. We're going to talk about the idea of the shooter.
Can you tell us definitively who shot Alexander Baran?
Without a doubt, the defendant, Chavez Trevino, shot him. I looked to see Mr. Trevino standing up with a smoking gun in his hand. Literally.
And can you identify him for the court?
Sitting right there. That's your shooter.
Yeah, it's effective. It puts an ID in it, obviously. Ooh, look at that. Watch the scales of justice where the jury's defense perform well in the court and scales are perform poorly. And the scales will favor the defense. Doesn't matter if they wins or lose. But the further the scales in your favor, the more likely the jury is convict. It also gives you more power when it comes to the plea bargain. Okay. Police officers never lie. Detective Benson was an eyewitness to the murder, obviously. It's like me seeing the guy with the gun.
Please let the record show the detective pointed at the defendant.
Let's talk about the motive.
What else did he say?
He said the courts were weak, powerless. He said the only justice he wanted was a death sentence.
So, his motive was less about avenging his daughter's murder and more about exacting the type of justice he wanted to see.
Objection.
Withdrawn.
Very well. I mean, good job. A very well aimed jab at the defendant can score points with the jury, even though you have to withdraw it. That's fine. Let's talk about the gun.
Detective, how exactly did Mr. Trevino get a gun into the courtroom? Aren't there security measures?
We're still investigating how he breached security. But he claims he stuffed it into his jacket and simply walked through.
How difficult would it have been to get past security?
Mr. Trevino had to avoid metal detectors and checkpoints covering every entrance.
What would it take to get past all that security, Miss Benson?
Forethought, planning, and intelligence. Mr. Trevino had to keep his cool and his wits about him at all times.
What's Benson doing? Won't this testimony help the defendant? No. It won't. Because he's trying to claim that he was in post-traumatic state. It was not it right there. Bam. Woohoo!
Actions inconsistent with someone under emotional distress.
In my view, yes.
Is there any doubt as to the circumstances of the shooting, Detective?
None. Mr. Trevino shot the defendant in front of witnesses and admitted to the murder afterward. I wish every case was as simple.
Thank you, Detective. Your Honor, the people rest. No further questions for this witness.
The jury likes your case only a little bit. You were hit by a plus 50. Testimony the jury sides with the prosecution. You won by plus 50. Look at that. Awesome. Christina Mullins is the defense attorney you were facing today. Your job is to eject when she gets out of line. Here are 2 tricks she likes to use. Oh crap. She would disguise comment as question, such as, "Are we really supposed to believe this lie?" This is argumentative. She will also insult your witness by calling him a low-life criminal. Low-life or criminal. Okay, this is badgering. Are we really supposed to believe this lie? I might have a little trouble with this one. Remembering, badgering is a straight insult. Argumentative is when Mullins casts doubt on the testimony disguised as a question. Understand, I get
Detective Benson, you testified that you saw the defendant, Chavez Trevino, shoot the victim.
No, I testified that I turned around and saw Mr. Trevino with a smoking gun in his hand, about a second after I heard the shots.
So you didn't actually see him do the shooting? Are we supposed to believe you're a relevant eyewitness?
Would you like to eject? Yes.
Objection.
Badgering straight up? Okay. This is argumentative.
Argumentative.
Sustained. Ms. Mullins, enough with the rhetoric.
Immediately after the shooting,
I guess
what
I
did
wanna
Mr.
know.
Trevino look like?
I don't follow you.
Was he composed? Calm?
He was in possession of himself.
Wasn't he yelling out, "My baby, you murdered her"?
He said that, yes.
He was out of his mind with grief. He was coming apart at the seams, and you didn't see it? Really? I don't believe you.
He was upset.
Would I like to object? Yes.
Objection.
This is badgering. You're badgering me.
Badgering.
Objection overruled.
Is your heart so cold, Detective? Are you such a robot that you can't see another human in distress?
No. just
Let's
let it
try
go.
this one more
Shit, I
time.
lost a lot of shit.
Was my client, Chavez Trevino, visibly shaken and distressed following the shooting?
Yes.
Did he appear rational, calm?
No.
Was his behavior at that moment consistent with a person in severe emotional distress?
Yes.
So despite any forethought or planning he might have shown previously, the defendant was clearly in distress when he fired his weapon. True? True?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all for this witness, Your Honor.
Dang it, I'm still ahead. I don't know how long this case goes, but I'm still ahead. Dang it.